Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft, the beginning of the first full week of new Thunder Junction drafts here on the channel. 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week of the new set for your viewing pleasure, attempting to improve upon our very highly mediocre record of, what are we, 11 and 9 so far in the format overall. Very, like I said, highly mediocre compared to what I'm used to. But we're going to try to improve on that here. Snakeskin Veil is a card that I hate exists in the format. It is so hard to play around, and you know they have it every single time, and I still can't play around it. It's really annoying. Vadmir New Blood is probably our pick here. 3-mana or 2-mana 2/2. Commit a crime, gets a 1/1 counter, and if it has 4 more counters on it, it has Menace and Lifelink. Doc Orlock is another build around I'd love to try one day. It's destroyed me already once, but I do like black in the format, and I think Vadmir is a good card in black as well. So we're going to take that here. Archive Trap. 5 mana, they mill 13. Pretty good with the card that flashes things back. Can't remember the name of it at this exact moment. But for those of you that haven't seen the LSV draft from Early Access, he's made good use of this. But I think we're going to take Lazav here. Skullduggery is a way to stay black with Vadmir, but Lazav is very good. It's a 3-mana 1/4 that gets a counter every time you commit a crime as well. And then you also exile cards from graveyards and can copy those cards too. Fleeting Reflection might be good on the wheel, because it can protect some of our good creatures here. I don't think we need to take Skullduggery this early over a great card like Lazav. Plus, Blue-Black is one of my favorite decks in the format to play. I don't know if it's the strongest necessarily, but I think it's a pretty good and a pretty fun deck to play, especially if you can get Intimidation campaigns. Rooftop Assassin, don't think we need to take this early. There is an Arid Archway. I don't know if we need to take that this early either. There's also Explosive Derailment. Yesterday's, or I guess in this case Friday's draft, featured Bucolic Ranch, which was quite the performer in our green-white mounts deck there. This whole pack is really not great compared to what we started with. Like, we've got a couple of good red cards here in Scalestorm, Summoner, and Hell to pay. And Derailment and stuff. I guess I'll just take the colorless land here. And if we pick up some deserts, the Archway is going to end up being pretty good. See, we just got a little unlucky there, because now we have a Tyrant Scorn, which goes perfectly with Vadmir and Lazav here. Tiny Bones joins up. No thank you. 1 mana, they discard a card, and... well, we do have 2 legendary creatures. But it only makes them mill a card and lose a life when they enter, which, like, isn't that impressive. There's Stop Cold, which could wheel. There's Holy Cow, I guess. But we're going to take the Tyrant Scorn here and continue to lean towards blue-black, I think. That's kind of a late claim jumper. I think this card is good. It's not a bomb or anything. I think it's good. What else is there, though? Gigapede, Derailment, Forlorn Flats, I guess, could help us with a desert count and maybe splash something. It also helps the Arid Archway out. I'm not locked into blue-black at all yet, but we have pretty big reasons to want to continue down a blue-black path. Derailment could be a splash in that, but I'm going to lead with my first desert here. Oh, lots of good stuff here. Metamorphic Blast, I think, is a really, really good way to commit a crime with card draw upside. Phantom Interference seems fine in decks like this as well. Soured Springs is also very good in our deck right now. I would love at least 2 Soured Springs. I don't know about Visage Bandit. Not sold on that one yet. Especially in a deck with all legendaries so far. Yeah, this is real tough between Blast and Soured Springs. I think the Blast goes best with our two crime committing things so far. Ugh, playing the Heist, okay. Link Breaker, probably not for this deck. Splasher, I don't know what deck this is for. It does continually commit crimes if it has attacks, but it might not always have attacks. I think Hypothesis is the best card in this pack by a lot, but it's also in the same pack as the Eroded Canyon, which would help splash it. So I'm going to take the Hypothesis and see if we can find our way into Grixis here. I don't think I need a Locomotive. I'm not going to play Tornado, so I guess I cut the Spring Splasher here. All the other stuff is just not great. What Wield now? Sandstorm Verge, the Veil Wield, Gold Pan, and Deputy. I don't see myself ideally playing any of this here. Okay, the Reflection did wheel. I guess Lila is good with Tyrant Scorn and Hypothesisal. But I think I'm going to take the Reflection to kind of protect my legendaries for the moment. I don't think this is a Bucolic Ranch day, so I'll just take this random Gardener here. Take another blue card. Take another blue card. And a last pick, Snakeskin Veil. No respect. Alright, Annie joins up. So there's like this kind of cycle of joins up at rare, and all these are just like not very good for limited. This one's just like a hard to cast 4-mana deal 5. I think we're going to take Desperate Bloodseeker here. This card commits a crime when it enters. And that's about it. There's Prairie Dog, which is good, but not for our deck. I would consider a crime land, especially like a blue-black or a blue-red or a black-red one, but we'll take the Desperate Bloodseeker here. Now we've got some good options. In fact, lots of good options. We've got Essence Capture as a counterspell. We've got Consuming Ashes as a removal spell. Seize the Secrets as a card draw spell. Shoot the Sheriff as a different removal spell. And Mirage Mesa as a desert and color fixer. I would love to play basically any of these here. I think I'm going to take the Catch-All removal spell. I've really wanted removal in most of my decks. And quite a bit of it. And Consuming Ashes is a good version of that. Now, I would be happy wheeling any of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards here. And maybe even Slick Sequence. But let's take Consuming Ashes. Why do you have to have all the good cards in one pack? Blood Hustler's okay. There's another Lazav. There's an Honest Rutstein, which is great, but requires a second splash here. But I think I'm going to take the Soured Springs this time. Again, a non... Or it is a way to attach crimes to your land base, in which we know we're already going to care about that in this deck. And it works very well with Arid Archway and things, so I'm going to go ahead and take that before I change my mind. Now we've got Fleeting Reflection as another protection spell, but I don't think we even need 2 of those. There's Jailbreak Scheme, which is a way to commit a crime. I think a fine one for our deck, so we'll go ahead and take that. Another Consuming Ashes is another Consuming Ashes, and if it was good enough for pick 2, it's good enough for pick 5 here. We'll go ahead and take that. Failed Fording. 2 mana, bounce a thing if you control a desert. Surveil 1. I think that's better than Mourner's Surprise for this deck. Another Fording and an Unlicensed Hearse. Unlicensed Hearse is a free way as long as they have a card in their graveyard to commit a crime every turn. Failed Forwarding is another bounce spell, though. We're not really going to be using. Alright, sorry about that. I went ahead and took the forwarding there. There's another Arid Archway. I don't think I can afford two of these, but I'm not. I guess I could play a Sterling Hound or something. Not playing Overzealous Muscle, so we're just going to go ahead and throw that over here. Corrupted Conviction Wield. Humiliate, that would be a splash. Guess we'll take the Conviction. And out of all like 6 of those cards that I said I hoped would come back, basically none of them did. So that is horrible news for our archetype here, and we are all up in each other's business and not going to get much in pack 3 to help us out here. So, 4 creatures in this deck. Alright, so what are we looking for here? We're looking for Intimidation Campaign, and like that's it. I mean, that's basically what's going to make this deck come together here. Don't think I want to play the Link Breaker. There's plenty of cards here I don't really want to play. Tiny Bones joins up. I mean, 3 creatures currently. I think that might all be legendaries potentially. What is this one? Whenever it ETBs, search your library after 5 lands with different names. Exile them, then shuffle at the beginning of your end step. Choose a card at random and put on the battlefield tapped. Yeah, that's a no thank you. Crackle with Power, no thank you. Satoru is not... Why is this blue-black? This should be blue-white. Doesn't really make sense in this format. I'm going to take the Vault Plunderer here. Nice little 2-for-1 creature. Pretty easy pickup for us, I think. There's another Satoru. There's a Rakish Crew, which I don't think is going to work in our deck with only 4 creatures. There's a Murder. Desecrator, probably not. I think we'll take the Eroding Canyon. Help splash the Hypothesis. Works with Arid Archway. Maybe we wheel one of these Satorus. Alright, Desperate Bloodseeker. Canyon Crab. It's pretty much between those two. I don't see the need for this desert necessarily. Stop Cold could be playable, but we've got 2 4-mana removal spells already, so I think I'll just take the 2-drop here that commits a crime on ETB. So whenever you cast your second spell... Oh, didn't even see the Vault Plunder. Pretty easy Vault Plunder for us, I think. There's a Seize the Secrets, which could be okay. I would probably play a Shackle Slinger. I don't know how often we're going to be double spelling necessarily, but I think Vault Plunder, we want some card advantage here, and looks like we're not going to get Intimidation Campaign this draft. There's an Essence Capture, a Skullduggery, and a Vault Buster. I think we'll take the Essence Capture, only because the Skullduggery can't even be cast unless you have a creature on your side of the battlefield, of which we are not looking to very often. So we'll take that here. Daring Thunder Thief. Exchange creatures, artifacts, and enchantments. We're not splashing green. Buzzard's not great. I guess I'll take the desert here. And probably not be super thrilled with it. There's a Heartless Pillage. I guess that's a little bit of a controlling card. We're probably not going to be getting the raid off of that too often, but I'm not playing Fake Your Own Death or Buzzard necessarily. Again, we're not a very heavy creature deck. I don't know how we win. That's going to be a potential issue, but we will be able to remove everything. Lively Dirge can get like a Bloodseeker and a Vadmir, potentially. Yeah, I guess I'll take a Lively Dirge here. That can act almost like another creature in the deck. Not playing anything here on the wheel. I'll get this black-white land out of here. We're not going to be sacrificing creatures. We could play Spring Splashers, I guess. I don't know. Silver Deputy. Don't think I really need that. Not playing white. I'll just take the uncommon. Doesn't really matter here. And ended up with yet again our 4th mediocre deck of the format. It's tough to end up in a great spot here. Not been thrilled with these. So I'm going to go ahead and build this, and we'll see where I end up and see if I like it a little bit more after deck building. Okay, well, here is where I ended up, and like I said, not thrilled with it. I don't know how this deck wins. Like, we remove everything and attack them with a 2-1. Maybe a 4-4 hits the battlefield and we kill everything else, and then that attacks. We've got 9 creatures, and they're all just kind of derpy. Got a ton of interaction. I mean, the conviction isn't even that good. Probably don't even want to play that, actually. I mean, what else do I play, though? Just Sterling Hound just to surveil a little bit? Tiny Bones, we've got... Doesn't tell us how many legendary creatures. I think 2? 1... 2? Yeah. 2 of these. Yeah, we did not get there. So we're going to see if blue-black medium has what it takes here, and maybe removal is good. You're about to find out if removal is good in the format or not. If it's good, we'll actually maybe win a game or two. If it's not good in the format, we're going to struggle to pull out one game here. So let's give this one a shot, and I'll see you in game number 1. Okay, we go first here, and I guess we can make them discard a card to start. So we'll do that. I don't regret getting into blue-black for what I did. Any number of target players each discards a card. Okay. For, like, the cards that I did, because we started with the black rare. We got Tyrant Scorn. We got the other blue-black uncommon. I forget exactly which one it was, but it was another blue-black card. They were good cards, and then we just, like, didn't follow it up with, like, really anything, unfortunately. Like, nothing else came, and nothing else really pushed me off of it either. I didn't really see other colors that were, like, necessarily pushing me in other directions. So it was just very awkward. Alright, I think I'm going to Tyrant Scorn that here. I guess I can Heartless Pillage and use the treasure to also Tyrant Scorn, or I can just Tyrant Scorn and Splasher. I think I'm just going to do this way. Gets another creature on the battlefield and maybe puts slightly more pressure on them here. Alright, Sterling Hound. I still have attacks because I've got Splasher. I think this is about the best our deck can do at, like, putting pressure on an opponent here. Alright, got a removal spell and a Sterling Keykeeper. Okay. How did that get in there? Okay, Journey to Nowhere. Sure, it's a Sterling Hound for now. Okay, go ahead. Flying Vigilance, Ward 2. Okay, well I can pay the Ward 2. Are we gonna beat down with this blue-black deck here? Can I do both? What would this be? Yeah, that would be 6. Put counters unblockable and bounce something. Let's do that every time? Okay, let's go ahead and keep this hand here with Bloodseeker on 2, Plunderer on 3, and then removal or Thunder Thief on 4. And look at that. The blue-black control deck with 9 creatures curves out 2, 3, 4. Sure. Green-white plot. That one. Okay. That's going to have to die here at some point. Alright, is that a mount? No. Let's see if they play a 4-powered creature here. I'm expecting Giant Beaver. It was Giant Beaver. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Consuming Ashes this thing pretty much right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't need any more lands, I can tell you that. I'm good on lands, thanks. Okay. Jeez. With Snakeskin Veil in the format, I'm not risking it at this point. Tyrant Scorn seems fine. Alright, what's the trick? What is that card? 2 counters on a creature. Creature gains trample, and when it deals combat damage to me, it draws 2. Holy cow. Well, that just destroyed me. So they drew 2 cards, killed my creature, and left 2 counters behind? I'm going to do it on this one so that I can Tyrant Scorn this one next turn. Let's hope they don't have Snakeskin Veil. Okay. The Tyrant Scorn can kill the Outcaster now, I guess. What is that card? Trash the Town. I'm going to have to keep an eye out for that one. That was an absolute beating there. More rares. Okay, pass to attackers, come in on with everything. Go to blockers, go here. See if they have a response to this, and if they do, we lose. Give that trample or something. Yeah. Okay, so we take 3, 4, 5 exactly, but gain 2 here. Okay. Gosh, Trash the Town is a card. And that should do it. Yep, got nothing else. Okay, we go first this time. We got a card, well, 3 cards we can't cast. One that we are very far away from casting. Any land lets us surveil into potentially more lands here. We've got a few turns to find them. A blue land really opens up the hand quite a bit with Lazav and committing more crimes after that. What could go wrong, I guess, right? What has plot for 1? +1/+1 and trample? Okay. I'm not going to use this swamp mana here, so... That's a 4/2. Let's try to find some islands. I don't think I need the mountain, but I obviously will keep the island here. Can't block that. Looks like they put it on the bottom there. Bruce Tarl, make a double striker. Yep. I guess we're casting Consuming Ashes on Bruce Tarl here? I'll do it now in case of some sort of funny business combat tricks. They already got their 2-for-1. Okay. Pass turn here. Essence capture getting worse and worse. And they're just dumping their hand, and we are not doing anything about it. It becomes a copy of another target creature if I want it to. Do I want it to? No. Oh, it does. Yeah, I do want it to, because that commits a crime. Which gives it a counter. And makes it a 4/5. Nice. Yeah, that was actually kind of cool. Didn't really know that that interaction existed too much. Okay, I guess we're just gonna Heartless Pillage and get their last card. I'll have it become a copy because that does have Vigilance, so now I can actually attack here. And then end the turn, hold up Essence Capture. This thing's going to attack as a 5/5 Menace. We need to draw some more interaction here now, of which we have a good bit in the deck. That's not it. I do need Saddle 2 for this, though, now, so I guess we can hold that back. Because we're going to counter whatever creature they attempt to play. And if they don't play a creature, they can't attack. Now they can attack. I protect myself against everything, and then they play cards like Ferocification, and then it's just like... What? Oh my god. Okay, at least there's that. I can have it become a copy of Sterling Hound, which doesn't do anything. It become a copy of Reckless Lackey, which means it can sacrifice itself. This doesn't do anything. I'm going to be killing the Quilled Charger here. Question is, do I attack? Because this is going to be attacking me. No, I can't attack, because I could just give that +2/+0 even after I kill that. So they're just going to give it Menace, and then I'm going to die next turn, I guess. So do I want to die in 1 turn or 2 turns is my my debate here. Because if I Consuming Ashes right now, then for ossification +2/+0. What if I attack? Then they just get +2/+0, and then I have to have 2 removal spells, so I can't attack at all. So I just get to die in 2 turns unless I top deck another interactive spell here. Can't interact with that. Alright, let's play Desperate Bloodseeker, commit a crime. Have it become a copy, because then it's huge. And I guess they can give it Menace, maybe? I don't even know what that does. Oh, I can't cast that. They have to block Lazav here, though. If they top deck a 6-powered creature, I lose? Or a 5? No, they could top deck. Gains Menace and Haste. So if they top deck a creature and equip it, +1/+0 and Haste, and then it gets +2/+0, so it's +3/+0. They top deck a 4-powered creature. Just gonna bank on them not top decking some insane big creature that gets haste and can deal 7 damage to my face. And it did work. Alright. Knowing my luck, most of the time they would top deck like Terror of the Peaks, equip it, attack, hit, sacrifice, kill me, or something stupid. But did work out there. Lazav won that for us. Alright, hand seems fine here. We've got Tyrant Scorn to kill a 2 or a 3 drop. And then Hound on 3 here. And then Dirge on 5. To go get a couple 2 drops right to the battlefield. Tutor them up from the deck. I really hope they don't skip over the 3-drop slot and go right to 4, because Tyrant Scorn, I'd very much like to kill a 3-drop here. they play a 4-drop, I probably have to bounce it with Tyrant Scorn, which doesn't feel great. Okay, sure. That's something I can kill. Oh, darn it. They've also got protection. Well, guess I'll make you use it. Use the snakeskin veil. No? Okay. What do they have they didn't want to do? Oh, it could have just been another equip. Alright. Would I rather Vault Plunder or Sterling Hound here? I think Sterling Hound is better when we know what we're looking for off the top of the deck. Vault Plunder just draws a card, so let's just draw a card. And the next turn we could potentially Heartless Pillage if we do have an attack available. Jolene. So whenever they attack with one or more creatures power 4 or greater, they make a treasure. I don't think I can afford to let that just sit there. So I can block it. Just threaten to block and they get 1 treasure out of the deal, but I think I'd be okay with... Oh no, because then they can sacrifice it and deal 1 damage here, which would not be good for me. So I'm probably just going to Consuming Ashes. Heartless Pillage would be okay, but I don't really want this to just sit here on the battlefield uncontested. So again, with the presence of Snakeskin Veil in the format, I think I have to do this now. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need those, I don't think. Okay, that's the one that mills cards and has saddle. Alright, here's saddle up or whatever. Throw from the saddle. Oh, I can't tutor up 2 cards. For some reason I thought I could tutor up 2. So what does that mean I want to do then? Anything I choose is not great. I can Heartless Pillage now and get both of their last 2 cards, which could be pretty good cards. I'm not sure this is going to get any better. They're probably going to dump their hand pretty soon here. I have to take a couple damage this way, but let's get these cards out of their hand. They had Getaway Glamour. Glamour would be OUR or something like that. And then another removal spell here. And of course they top decked another legendary Jolene. So that is pretty good for them. Okay, so here's a nice little combo we can do. So which one do we want to get rid of? The Burrow Fiend or Jolene here? I think we're going to get rid of the Burrow Fiend. So let's do this. Yeah, that's just a bigger problem. And then we'll mill it. And we got Congregation Griff off their deck, which is good. So now they're going to, I'm sure, just equip this, hit us for 5 here, make another treasure. They can also, well, they only have 1 red mana, so they can't ping this down just yet. Plotting that to make it a 5/5. That'll be good. Let's play this here, I guess. Don't need that. That's pretty horrible too. Still can't cast Hypothesizzle. Now they can ping down my creatures. Now they found their second mountain. Mountain's not a great top deck for them, but now it was because of Jolene there, so that was perfect. Give me a mountain. No. No mountain. I can't... I mean, they just... Oh, this is so horrible. I want to get Vault Plunder, but Jolene just eats it for breakfast. Well, I guess, actually, no. Jolene could do it twice. But I can use Fleeting Reflection. Let's do Sterling Hound. Surveil 2. Gosh, can I afford to wait a turn for the red mana here? I might have to. That one resolves, and let's see if they go for it again. So I can have it become a copy of the Bloodseeker, but then I can only double block Jolene, and I can't deal with the 5/5. I can have it become a copy of Jolene, and then I can double block... I could block Jolene with it? I can copy this, but it just becomes a 3/3. I have to kill Jolene with whatever I'm doing here. Which means I also have to just chump? And Hypothesizzle doesn't do what I want it to do here? What about this? Next turn I draw a land. They hit me for... I'm up to 7 life. They hit me for 5 and then sack the treasure down to 1. Guess that means I'm not dead? Oh no, I am dead because this is still hitting me for 5 right now. Yeah. Yeah. 1 turn delayed. I don't think there was a way I could actually survive there, unfortunately. I guess I might have been able to double block with 2 lifelinkers on this thing, but then I knew I was drawing that, so there wasn't really a way out based on stacking this on my deck there. Alright, we're up first, and we've got a bounce land and a creature. Sure. Let's go ahead and play the tap land, and then I guess Conduit Pylons next turn. Sure. It's not bad. Gives me another Surveil. Let's do this so we could still cast Failed Fording. Because if I played Archway, I'd only have 1 mana. Now we can do Archway, returning Conduit Pylons here. Yeah, that's removal. I can do that. Now we've still got bounce for whatever creature they do decide to play. Play Conduit Pylons. Yeah, that seems good. And now we're just going to go ahead and Daring Thunder Thief on their turn, play Swamp, and then potentially Consuming Ashes their Crom if they would just replay that. Okay, so they did. So let's just do this here. Okay, so whenever they cast their second spell, they draw a card, right? And it gets a counter. So do I want to do this now? So they can't, like, instant speed and stuff? I think I will. And then end the turn. Yeah, I think I'll just do that now so they can't, like, instant speed double spell, draw an extra card, and all sorts of things like that on their turn. This Lively Dirge isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. For some reason, I thought the Spree lets you tutor up 2 cards into your yard, but that's obviously not the case. Oh, sure, just play another one, I guess. So this is 4 mana, oh, 5 mana to tutor up any creature in my entire deck, basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could still have 2 mana left over to protect whatever creature I do get. Yeah, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Okay. So I can get Lazav here. I can get Vadmir. Those are basically my 2 options. I think I'm going to get Lazav. I think Lazav might actually just be better than Vadmir, if we're being honest. So let's end the turn. Hold up Fleeting Reflection as protection here. And then we've got Blast as quasi-removal. A way to commit a crime and draw 2. It's just an extra 1 mana to commit the crime to get the counter on Lazav. Sure, I'll go ahead and protect it. I'll untap it and make it a copy of... I'll just commit the crime by doing this. No, don't need to exile. Probably didn't want to do it that way. Alright, so let's pay 5. You're an 0-1. I draw 2. And yeah, let's just do this. We can't get the extra crime trigger for Lazav here, but it is another creature, so that's not too bad. Got a way to bounce a creature as well, so got a couple ways for lethal if they don't have interaction here. And Lazav can copy Rodeo Pyromancers, which gives it +2 power. It could copy Crom. If we draw another spell, we could double spell and draw a card and get flying. That's usually a good sign. Okay. Guess they're still dead though, right? Yeah. Alright. Got to the basically magical number of 3 wins, which is kind of as much as I thought we'd get. Let's see if we can spike a couple more here. Okay, starting on the draw here. Not a bad start. Got Vadmir and Bloodseeker in the opening hand. I'm probably going to lead on Vadmir because Bloodseeker does commit a crime. Draw another swamp. Maybe I'll wait. I don't know. Yeah, I think I will wait now that I drew some protection here. They could have like Desert's Dew or something, which I wouldn't really want them to just be firing off a 2-mana removal on this thing. So I know that has first strike, but I can kill and bounce it in response here. Do I even want to do that though? Like if they force my hand to kill or bounce that, I don't think that's very good for me. I'd actually probably just rather play Sterling Hound and not miss my land drops here, if we're being honest. Would love to find a swamp here in the top two. Although any untapped land would be good. Interesting. Sure. Yeah, I kind of have to keep my red. It's also a free way to commit a crime with Vadmir. So let's do... Because next turn I can now do Vadmir and hold up Reflection, which would be very good. Hopefully no some 5-drop bomb I can't deal with. That's fine. So let's do Vadmir. This opens up attacks for me now, I guess. I could have waited for some reason and tried to cheese out a crime there or something, but I think this is okay. And if they can't kill my creatures now this turn, then they're in for a real hurt. Because next turn I've got a crime on my turn and a potential crime on their turn here. So I could bounce this thing and then hit for 7, 8, and 9. That's pretty good. So let's just do that. Get in with everything. Still have protection here. Sure. And what else you got? Sure. Is there some sort of lethal hidden here? Like, I can copy a quilled charger. Actually, let's see. Fleeting Reflection gives this hexproof. You untap it, it becomes a copy of that, which commits a crime and makes that 5 power. Then this saddles up with that, becomes a 5/5 with Menace, and then they can only block this or that, but not both. I think this works how I want it to. Okay, so copy that, commit a crime, saddle, using this, get in with both, and now I've got a menace creature here. Fleeting Reflection has been really good. Like, the fact that it commits a crime even if you, like, don't necessarily need it to? In that case we did, but it's just, like, extra bonus. Look at this perfect curve. We've got Tiny Bones, Fording, Plunderer, Thunder Thief. Could it be any better? Got rid of a Rooftop Assassin. Alright, hopefully they play a 3-drop here. That doesn't give them value. Like, no Vault Plunderer, please. Ugh. That's a 3-drop that doesn't immediately get them value, but it will if I can't find removal for it. Yeah, okay. Couldn't find removal. Now we're gonna have to fight through an army of 1/1s. And many other creatures. This should be tough. I've played against this card more than basically any other rare in the entire set, and this is a big scorecard too, so kinda crazy. Also, look at that combo. Like, what the heck? Really awkward sequencing here. I probably just want to do Vault Plunder and Vadmir. Okay, so they have the sacrifice spell. So even if I can't get rid of that, they're going to get extra value out of it. Concealed whatever. Oh no, it's Skullduggery. Oh, brutal. Why did I not even think about that one? That made things a lot worse. Hypothesizzle has been horrible in this deck. I haven't found my red, like, ever. My goodness. We are getting absolutely wrecked here, man. I'll just get rid of that thing. Decline. And do I save my crime committals? I can save the Scoured Springs, I think. So I can guarantee a crime next turn with Lazov, turn it into a Rooftop Assassin, and then it gets flying and lifelink too, which is pretty good. I'd like to get another creature down, though. But I'm going to save my crime for next turn. Now, if they kill Lazov, then so be it. Alright, we can't really kill that card anymore, because it can just gain indestructible at will. Can't do anything else. Hypothesis just rotting in our hand this whole draft. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about that Tycoon. I guess exile removal? It's about all I can afford to do. Take 6 here, I guess. Okay, so they drew return a card, make a 1/1. Probably going to get back Vault Plunder here, I would think. Can I afford to take 6 again? Go to 5? I guess I can do it one more time, maybe? There's the return a card, return back Vault Plunder, as I thought. Voltec Matter Weaver, what a card too. Going too wide here, we're not drawing anything. Tyrant's Scorn. It does commit a crime, I guess. Put a counter on a creature, then if you can... So 3 more different powers, you can play the exile card without paying its mana cost. So that will happen. So I'm sure they're going to get some other bomb to put under there in the hideaway. Forgot that Rakish Crew just triggers and drains us as well, which is like most of their creatures here. I think we're dead anyway. So, oh, Aven Interrupt. What does that even do? Exile target spell, it becomes plotted. And lassoed by the law. Alright. What is that? Another 4-3 here? So we've gone 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 3-3. Welcome to the format of mediocrity here on the channel. We're not horrible, but we're not great at anything we do here. So, again, I knew the deck wasn't good going into it. We had one rare, and there we played against Aven Interrupter. We played against the other card, the 2/4 that makes creatures, all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, we're playing like 2 mana, 2/1 attacks, makes -3/-0, and a 4 mana tapped creature. Yeah, not great, not great. But I'll take 4 wins with this deck. Hypothesis was just a mulligan every time we drew it. Unfortunately, still searching for that first format trophy here, but we got 4 more drafts this week to try to find it. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.